All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everyone out there. January 24th, we have just 3 NBA games on today's slate. Like we always do, I'm going to dive into each and every one of these games. So all 3 of them, I'm going to give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That'll take you to all of my final plays. So what I'm actually rolling with myself, absolutely free down in the pinned comment. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I tell you guys I'm a dummy all the time. They don't suck. They've just been sucking. Get them down to -3 for more juice than Jose Canseco in his prime. Tell me you're new without telling me you're new. So don't go jumping down my throat in the comments, right? If you want to fade me, or if you do want to ride me, this still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, right? And remember, more chins, more wins. So in terms of how we made out yesterday, not exactly the best. Not a good day to be Celtics. All of these X's, now again, we're rolling with small unit plays here, but all of those X's, Celtics related. Had I not touched the Celtics, maybe the night would have been a little bit different. Miles Turner loses on the hook for us. Same with Michael Porter Jr. Okongwu, over 14.5 points. We got that early, plus 125. Love to see that. The over here was really a no sweat. So there are some positives to pull from that. But man, oh man, actually, we should share this. And because we are transparent, right? Look at where we are in the NBA season now. I said yesterday, if we have a negative night, we're going to be dropping. We are at negative 0.84 units. So we do have some work to do here, right? In this NBA spread. The ride of the day also does not come through. It was from Money Man Frank. And you know what? Got to drop the womp womp there. Had the Magic -8, right? That game ended yesterday with, what was it? Not a good look for the Magic. The final score being, let's see if we can get the exact one up here. I want to get it correct. The final score being 8-point favorites the Magics were. The Magic were, they lost 101-79 to the red-hot Trailblazers. So, unfortunately, guys, the ride of the day has not come through. But, hey, our picks, everything we touch right now has not been looking great. Our winning days are few and far between. But get those hashtag ride of the days comments in the comment section. If you guys don't know what the ride of the day is, I pick one person's play each and every day. I jump on board with it. You get a shout-out in the next video, win or loss. I also shout you out on my Twitter/X, which should be popping up here throughout the video, which you guys will see soon. And we also post it on the Final Plays site there on the Guy Boston Sports site. There it is, the X right there. So go ahead and drop those hashtag ride of the days in there. If you win, we continue to ride with your plays. If you lose, you got to face the womp womp and we got to talk about it. But let's go ahead and jump into this short slate, guys. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got some work to do here in the NBA. For the record, no pun intended, for the record, we just showed our record, right? We were up 9 units to close out 2024. So January has been a kick in the cojones. But let's dive into this game. We just talked about the Portland Trailblazers being red hot. They take on Charlotte today. Now, they are on a back-to-back, obviously, right? Charlotte is coming off of a loss against, they play Memphis a couple nights back. That was in Memphis. So now Charlotte is at home. Portland, this is the last game of a road trip, and then they go and play the Thunder at home as they begin a homestand there. This is an interesting one because you have both teams that, honestly, you could say have been playing decent basketball if you look at the recent history, right? In their last 6 games here, the Charlotte Hornets 4-2, and then I believe they're 4-1-1 against the number, something like that. And then we have Portland, who is 3-0 in their last 3 games, 3-0 against the spread. They were underdogs in all of those games. They beat Chicago outright. They beat Miami outright. They beat Orlando outright. So it's like pick your poison here. Both teams, are due to step down. Now, Charlotte coming off a loss to Memphis, and they did, lose against the spread there. They lost 132-120, but Portland matches up fairly well against this team. Charlotte's interior defense hasn't been all that spectacular. Last 3 games here, the 3rd most points allowed in the paint. That's how Portland likes to score. They're shooting the ball from the restricted area, the 3rd most in the last 10 games here. So I do think Portland can stay in this game. I'll sound the psycho alert alarm. Give me Portland plus the 4.5 points. If you're on the Charlotte side of things, I really don't knock you for it. I get why. They may have more playmakers and they could probably win this perimeter game. But what I will say is LaMelo Ball listed as questionable. Miles Bridges listed as questionable as well. So a lot of lines are kind of not out around those other guys. Mark Williams, I'm looking at. DeAndre Ayton, I'm also looking at, but he's questionable as well. So there are some things we'll have to take some time to dig into here. But if LaMelo's out, then I'd be happy to jump on Portland plus 4.5 if we can get it in time or do it prior to, right? One other news, if you guys didn't hear, just overall for the Charlotte team, Miller out for season. I believe he's having either surgery or determined that he's out for season. So what a big blow to them, right? Take another perimeter player that is going to impact them. So FYI, if you guys did not know that. But yeah, in this spot, I think I look at Portland, and like I said, player prop wise, I'm eyeing DeAndre Ayton again, maybe for a double-double or over 14.5 points. We've just seen recently centers kind of play really well against this team. I'm not going to say Zach Edey is included. He only had, I think it was like 7 points or something, right? So I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, Zach Edey had a good game. Jaren Jackson Jr. did have 22 points. But against the Mavs, Daniel Gafford, 31 points against this Charlotte team, right? Chicago, Nikola Vucevic had 40 points. So DeAndre Ayton, who has been playing some decent ball here, right? I don't mind him over his points or potentially looking at a double-double. Last 2 times he's played Charlotte, 26 and 24 points. Those were last season. But obviously, still, this is a plus money spot as well. He's hit this in 2 straight games, 15 against Chicago, 22 against Miami. And he play yesterday? I think that he didn't play on Thursday, right? So if he does play, he's actually one of the fresh Blazers that's not on a back-to-back. I love that even more. Unless he's actually, truly banged up and whatnot. And he missed that game because of a knee injury, but he had been playing even though on the injury report. So we'll see. Maybe he's good to go here, and that would help because he didn't play last night, right? In terms of what we have from a total, I guess I look at this one, and much like the spread, it's like, yeah, you can make an argument either way. I'm going to lean over because I don't really see where the defense comes in here. Funnily enough, this Portland team that's on the 3-game win streak, they're the number 1 defensive efficiency over the last 3 games. So could their defense be spectacular and all that? Sure, right? I wouldn't say so. I think that's more of an anomaly or a fluke type of thing. But if LaMelo's out, Bridges is out, I don't see where Charlotte's points come from. So I'd probably end up staying away from the overall total. But I do think Portland can still score in the paint. So maybe a Portland team total, as weird as that is to say. The psycho alert alarm probably has a lot of viability for much of what we're talking about here in this one. But Ayton's definitely a good look, over 14.5 points for plus money, or if you could work that thing down. Like I considered, if we can get decent odds, Mike Williams or Mark Williams, 10 plus points, as well as DeAndre Ayton, 10 plus points. Mike Williams, the NFL player, said to not play in this game, apparently. So maybe there's some same game parlay potential between those guys, because I do think that the bigs could have some favorable matchups in this one against one another. All right, real quick, guys, before we do continue on with the slate, I want to shout out Prize Picks here. Guys, they have the Play 5, Get 50 instantly in promo funds right into your account. You hand them 50, you hand them 5, they give you 50, right? You 10x your money there with that entry. If that entry hits, you still get paid out. What's cool about them is on Friday, they do the Flex Fridays, right? $20 protected plays, so no risk to you guys. No better time to sign up than this Friday here right now to Prize Picks. Play 5, get 50. You can use the link in the description. You can use the link in the pinned comment. We'll also have that on the site as well. But also, if you just want to download Prize Picks on your phone or on your computer, use code GUYBOSTON. That'll get you the same exact deal. Now, clicking the link's a little bit easier, right? But all there for your convenience. Go ahead and check out Prize Picks, guys. Take advantage of Flex Friday. You can even take a little bit of a long shot because no risk, right? And again, you're going to get that Play 5, Get 50 promo, which is one of the best in the market as of right now. So go ahead and check that out. That link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. All right, 2 more games to get to here. And as weird as it is to say, I think we just talked about probably the best one on the board out of all these, but let's get to the other 2. Philly taking on Cleveland now. We'll jump right to the injury report here. No Joel Embiid, no Andre Drummond, so you're probably thinking, oh, target down low for Cleveland. No Evan Mobley on the other side, right? Same thing with Okoro, and then I think Levert's listed as questionable as well. No Martin, both Martins, and Kyle Lowry also. So there's tons of injuries in this one here. But like I said, my immediate thought, and I knew Evan Mobley was ruled out yesterday for this game, so we knew that, but you could target, down low because they have Gershon Yabusele as the center. That's obviously a tough play now with no Evan Mobley down there, because that's who I love to target or love to look at when we're targeting down low for the Cavs. I would still consider Jared Allen. Now, do you have the potential of a blowout here? Sure, but I think I'm looking at Jared Allen double-double potentially. He's hit this against Philly in 4 of his last 6 games against them. He didn't hit it earlier in the year, but you know what? I still kind of trust the fact that he's able to go out there. I think earlier in the year, he played like 25 minutes. So without Evan Mobley this season, let's see if we can pull that up just to get some numbers. So this year, Jared Allen's averaging 28 minutes a game, right? Without Evan Mobley, his minutes jumped to 32. So now, screw that, and we'll just say, okay, 30 plus minutes for Evan Mobley. He's averaging, let's see if we can see what he's averaging 19.2 rebound chances, shooting the ball 10 times. From a points perspective, let's see if we can find that exactly. So averaging, what do we say, or playing 30 plus minutes, right? He's averaging 17 points per game when he plays 30 minutes. And I'm hoping he has the minutes today. That's what this is based on, right? That's why we like the double-double. But again, 17 points. We look at it from a rebound perspective. When he plays 30 minutes, he's averaging 12 rebounds. So this is a guy that could have 17 and 12, and all we need is 10 and 10. I don't mind his points either. I think his points at 14.5 seems like that could be a fair spot. He's averaged over last year or so against the Sixers, averaged almost 17 points per game. But yeah, I don't see how Gershon Yabusele is really going to stop him or anything like that. We just want him to get his minutes. If he's only going to play 20 minutes and whatnot, that's obviously tough. But even in 20 minutes of play, maybe 10 and 10 isn't all that crazy. So Jared Allen double-double is a player prop that I'd consider here. I'm not really interested in the side or total in this one. I mean, hell, we'll have to jump into it because that's what we do here. I would probably say that this is a Cleveland spot. Maybe buy it to 9.5 just so they can win by double digits in a cash. And I don't mind the over, but I'd probably, again, this is like two ships passing in the night. I don't see where Philadelphia stops Cleveland necessarily, so maybe it's a Cleveland team total over and then a Philly team total under. But Tyrese Maxey is capable. He is a really good player, but I see the Cavs being able to score in the paint and to some degree with ease. So yeah, I'll lean towards them. As well as the over, but I'm thinking Jared Allen some way, somehow, maybe we even look at like 10 plus points Cleveland money line. I don't know what the odds would be there, but something that we can work in there, maybe massaging some numbers. All right, Memphis, New Orleans. Again, short slate today, guys, and some big spreads. We have Memphis here at 12-point favorites. DeJounte Murray listed as questionable, and then Messi listed as questionable. Still, no Brandon Ingram. There's no Herb Jones here, and no Zion for New Orleans. So keep that in mind when we're looking at this one. New Orleans, I think that they've been, in my opinion, somewhat of a dumpster fire for a while, even though they showed a little bit of life, right? Like in their last 4 games they've won: Chicago, Dallas, Utah. I don't know if I really want to put too much weight into that, but they've won 7 of their last 10. They've covered in 7 of the last 10. I'll give them a little bit of credit, but you look at Memphis, and this is a team that's playing really well right now. They've won, I believe won 6 of their last 8 games. They've covered in 6 of their last 8, so we'll give them some credit. They played Houston twice within their last 8. They played Dallas. They played Minnesota twice, San Antonio twice. Weird. In their last 8 games, they've played a lot of teams twice. But overall, this Memphis team's definitely playing some good basketball. New Orleans hasn't played in a few days, so they do have the rest advantage. When they have the rest advantage over their opponent, they've only covered in a 25% clip, right? So I don't really sit here and say that that's going to be all that tremendous, in favor of them. Actually kind of hurts them by the numbers. And you throw in the fact that a couple things here. New Orleans hasn't been all that great at stopping points in the paint this season, right? If we know anything about Memphis, they like to score in the paint. They've been decent from 3, actually, kind of recently in terms of points from 3, but New Orleans kind of has sneaky been good defensively from 3. Last 10 games here, 32% field goal percentage from above the break. From the right corner, 24.5%. From the left corner, 36%. Like, they haven't been all that bad at stopping points from 3, but that is not going to be the forte of Memphis anyways, right? So if Memphis is healthy, which for the most part they are, Morant, Bane, Wells, Jackson, and Edey is their starting lineup, I could see guys getting into the paint and scoring fairly with ease here. It's always risky to look at someone like Zach Edey and like his props, but I don't mind his points plus rebounds today, maybe even just his points. The good thing about him is that even in limited minutes, he should have a very high field goal percentage, right? Like on the year, he's shooting, I think it's like 60% from the field. He hasn't been all that great as of late, right? He's been hurt. He's been up and down in terms of minutes. He gets in foul trouble. He fouls out of plenty of games. But in this spot, like, who's really going to stop him? Even if Messi plays, it's like not all that worried about it. So yeah, as weird as it is, I look at Edey points plus rebounds. I have him projected for about 16 today. His line is 14.5. I also just don't mind his points overall. That's at 7.5. So I don't mind him getting 8 points, or 6.5 points. So yeah, is it risky as all hell to look at a guy that could play 10 minutes for us today? Sure, but you know what? I think it's a good spot to target in the paint there. Obviously, Ja Morant, but his number's going to be high, and there's some blowout potential there. But overall, I'll lean towards Memphis. Guess it's a big day for those big favorites because we like the Cavs too. But Edie, Ja Morant, anyone that's going to score in the paint here, maybe even Jaren Jackson. But again, I do worry about blowout potential for some of these high lines like Morant and Jackson. That's why I think Edie could like hit this in the first 2 quarters, and it's like phew, right? In terms of what we have from a total in this one. So right now, that's at 244.5, and I've kind of explained that I think Memphis should be able to score, right? But it seems like I haven't really talked about New Orleans offense. If DeJounte Murray doesn't play, I don't see where their points come from. And honestly, even with him playing, I don't necessarily see if I love their points. So I think I'm going to say Memphis's defense is going to show up here, make it hard for the Pelicans. Even if the Memphis team goes off, I don't know if the Pelicans contribute all that much. And if the Pelicans can somewhat hinder Memphis from the 3-point line, I'm going to look at the under. Maybe that's how the Pelicans can contribute here. So give me Memphis, the under, and then as crazy as it is, Zach Edey's points. This is a weird one today, guys. I mean, we're leaning Portland, DeAndre Ayton. We're looking at, Jared Allen. We're looking at Zach Edey. Apparently we love centers today too, but weird 3-game slate. But overall, hopefully you guys do appreciate the videos. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 16. You're just about 16 minutes in. We're going to keep doing this. Like we got comments on the live stream being like, we got to turn the season around and this pick stinks and that pick stinks. It's like, we do realize the industry we're in, right? Like the crystal ball is going to be cloudy sometimes. And we're just going to be transparent about it. Like I want to have fun, entertaining, informational videos, and hopefully the picks follow suit like they did last year and they have in years past. But I'm not going to shy away and act like we're having a great January, right? We just showed the record. We're probably the most average thing in the world right now. You know what I mean? Like 0.8 units in the negative, so it's not even a full unit in the negative, is not terrible. We're not gouging right now. But we are just like an average Joe, which is kind of how I'd like to patent it anyways. You know what I mean? Like that can happen to anyone at any time in this damn industry. And the more we know about that and recognize that, probably the better as a whole. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys do appreciate the videos. I know you do, and I love making them. So don't worry about the guppies in the comments and whatnot. We love it either way. But we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.